So the Dirtywave M8, right? Cute little synth box, groove box, sequencer thing, but it's also like a MIDI instrument. And it's actually really easy to set up too. You just kind of plug it into your host, route the channel straight through to your plugin or synthesizer of choice, then set up a MIDI out instrument, map it to whatever channel you like, and there you go. You're playing your Roland Sound Canvas VA or whatever plugin or synth you like. But MIDI instruments are also a little bit weird when it comes to articulation, which is something that I do a great deal of and feel very strongly about. So when you use an internal instrument, the note data and the instrument data are separate. So if you change the note without re-triggering the instrument, the pitch will change, but the instrument doesn't re-trigger, which means you can use something like the pitch slide command, and you can very easily bend to a specific note with whatever timing characteristics you want. Very nice. MIDI instruments don't quite work like that. Like, that's just another key. So already the pitch slide method is a non-starter, even if MIDI understood the pitch slide command, which it doesn't. You need to set portamento with multiple CCs, and it's just a big fucking pain in the ass. We would love to be able to use the pitch bend command, which does actually map to a pitch bend in MIDI. But the bend range is the problem. That's set in the synthesizer, and we're going to want it to change if we want to slide to specific pitches, which means that we need to be able to change bend range from the M8, not from the synthesizer UI. So how do we go about doing that? Well, if you look up a list of MIDI CCs, you're not going to find bend range because it's not actually a part of general MIDI as far as I can tell. But you will find MIDI CC6 called data entry, and for some fucking reason, that's what we're looking for. It's basically a free space parameter that your synthesizer or instrument will use for whatever it wants. And for Roland-compatible instruments, it sets the bend range. You can see that when I change CC6 in the instrument properties here, it changes the bend range in the plugin UI. Now, specifically, it only changes bend range when MIDI CC 100 and 101 are both 0, because 6 is actually responsible for changing multiple different parameters in the synth based on the values of other... Don't worry about it, not important. So if we've got CC6 mapped to one of our CC slots, and we have 100 and 101 mapped with a default value of 0, then what we can do now is use the CCX commands to change bend range. So without this here, but if I use a CCI command, and remember that CCI is our CC number 6, because we're looking for a 5 semitone pitch bend, and this is a relative command, so 2 plus 3 is 5. Very, very simple. I hope that